Thank you.
Just lost my contact lens.
Hope you find it.
Electrical problems in the building, isn't it?
Always the same, isn't it?
Are we back on the 5th floor?
Yes, the 5th. My friend Claire lives here. I'm visiting her. She's expecting me.
What's going on?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the channel, or I guess I should say live stream on the channel today. Hopefully everything sounds all right. So today is a little bit of a different, hopefully the music is all good. I'm not quite sure if it will or will not be. So today is a little bit, I'm actually not going to have the video or the music right now, but I hope everybody is having a good day today. So today I wanted to have this live stream actually be, as you might tell with like the background and the look around it, that I'm gonna have this live stream be you could say dedicated to what's happening, not dedicated, but what's happening in Ukraine right now, and just kind of trying to spread awareness um, and yeah. So if there's multiple organizations that you can donate to help people. So I'm just here to kind of try to spread the awareness. So I also want to thank Restream, the software I use, for having this opportunity to have all of these overlays. So I do want to thank them for this. So again, as you can see, I should be back. Okay, I should be back. That is still on the screen, I just noticed. But so yeah, what I was saying was that I just kind of want to spread awareness. So thank you to Restream for letting me have all these overlays. So I wanted to say, I'll do that. Perfect. So I wanted to say welcome to the live stream today. This is everything DC, Marvel, and more. And today we're going to be talking about the CW Arrowverse. Okay. Let's do that. That looks good. So the CW Arrowverse. And yeah, so I want to talk about that today. And so the CW Arrowverse crossover announced. Now, it might be coming in a little bit of a different form, which we'll be getting to shortly. Make sure to also like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you are ever, planning on coming back to the channel, because then you'll always be notified when a future video does release. I am your host, your EDM host, Luke. And again, this live stream is going to be just trying to spread awareness about what's happening in Ukraine. So let's get right into the live stream today. I'm not going to be really. I'm just going to be having some of these displays on the screen just to kind of spread that awareness. So let's talk about the first news today was the Arrowverse CW Arrowverse crossover announced. Now this is a little bit in a different form. So I know when it says crossover announced, um, you guys might think right away, oh, okay, well that means that we're going to be having um, a crossover, like okay, like an on-screen crossover. That's really good because we have not had that in a while, and that would be a yes and a no. So we are actually going to be having a crossover, but it's actually not going to be on screen. So it is in the form of in comics. So if I do go over to the news just came out yesterday, so I'm very new to the news, which is um, very very exciting. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. That that is happening. So yeah, and so far, what we do know is we just got word on the fifth and the sixth, the final cross or comic crossover news. So we so far have had the first one. This is what we have. So for the first one, we've had news about that the first one is going to be Batwoman. Then the second one is going to be Superman Lois. Then the third one is going to be Legends. The fourth one is going to be Stargirl. The fifth one is going to be Flash. And the sixth one is going to be a crossover, which is all of those characters together. Now, something to mention is that we have obviously seen um, a lot of Arrowverse character like books, but they're not really ever. The question's always brought up like, okay, are they canon? Like, let's say the Flash in this book. Maybe it's not a comic book, but it's an actual book with pages, with text, with everything. Is it canon? So, like, if we have whoever. If we have, let's say, Flash fighting the Royal Flushgate, okay, well, is that actually canon? Like, did then in the show, are they going to bring that up when they did? So even though it's happening in comic book form, is it canon in that universe, and is that actually going to be happening? We never got that really well-known word for those shows, but we did today, or I mean, I guess I should say. We did when they announced this because they directly said this will be canon. So basically, whatever happens in this comic crossover will be canon in the show. Now, personally, I believe they're doing this very smartly. So they obviously, so far, Batwoman and Superman Lois and Stargirl have never had that much of an interaction since their shows started with the rest of the Arrowverse. And what they're doing with this is they're making this interaction done off screen. So then when they do a live action crossover, they don't have to worry about making a whole episode just dedicated to them meeting these characters because they already did it in those in that kind of form, but in the comics, which is exciting that it is canon, and it will be the first time Batwoman has seen the rest of the Arrowverse and Stargirl from Earth 2, and finally, hopefully, getting to know if Superman Lois either takes place on an alternate world, alternate universe, or even maybe in the future. However, it may be, finally get that confirmation. So here's what comic book news had to say about this. They said that the Flash just recently returned from its mid-season hiatus, telling new stories within the CW's DC Comics inspired shows. In addition to the live-action tales of season 8, the Flash is going to also be coming to the upcoming Earth Prime comic series, which will feature um, tales centered around the different shows before um, all coming together in a crossover event. On Friday, DC's June 2022 Salutations shed light on the final 2 chapters of the Earth Prime comic, the Flash-specific issue as well as the final crossover installment. Earth Prime number 5, The Flash is expected to center around Bart Allen/Impulse, Jordan Fisher, and Nora West Allen/XS, Jessica Parker Kennedy, in a story set in 2049. Will Robinson will be providing the art for the 6th issue, also shared a preview on his social media. You can check it out below, alongside the salutation for the 2 issues. So, Earth Prime number 5. Let me come over here. So, Earth Prime number 5. Written by S. Carson and Emily Palazzi. Art by David Lafuente, cover by Kim Junkido. It will be $6 in the US. It will be 48 pages and is on sale June 7th, 2022. Now, what's interesting about this is the Flash Season 8 finale is set to be June 8th, and this comic is coming out June 7th. So a day after this comic comes out, it will be the expected finale date for The Flash, which is pretty exciting. So I'm pretty excited to, hear more about that and see if that does play into anything. Impulse and XS burst onto the scene in 2049 when Barry Allen and Iris West go out of town for a much-needed vacation. Bart and Nora left to stay out of trouble in Central City. With their parents gone, Bart begs Nora to let him go on patrol and really be a hero. But Nora refuses, saying it's too dangerous without Barry there. But when one of Bart's classmates at Central City University starts causing trouble, how can Impulse not leap into action? And now, finally, Earth Prime crossover number 6 is going to is again $6 in the US and is 48 pages, the exact page count of the Flash, so it's not going to be any larger because it's the finale. It's the same exact thing, and again is 6 of 6 is the final installment, and this one is going to be on sale June 21st. So about 2 weeks later, the final Earth Prime crossover will begin on the 21st. A threat has been amazing forces from across time and universes. Their plans to finally free humanity from their dependency on these so-called heroes. All these beginnings do is bring about pain and destruction everywhere they go, solving no issues and bringing no peace in the world. Instead, this being will bring the human hero community to its knees and finally help society reach its true potential. The age of heroes is over. The Earth Prime comic will include all of the CW's currently airing DC shows, with previous issues centered around Batwoman, Superman Lois, Legends of Tomorrow, and Stargirl. The series is going to be canon to a no. Okay, wait, sorry, I read that. I skipped a line. So basically saying that this comic is going to be very noteworthy for a number of reasons, including featuring the first costume comic appearance of Batwoman's current protagonist, Ryan Wilder. So again, that's right, it is the first ever comic appearance of Ryan Wilder ever, which is really exciting. And then this is actually a interview with Javicia Leslie, aka Ryan Wilder, and they said, "How epic is it to be that our Batwoman, her first ever comic book appearance, is about to happen?" Ryan told comicbook.com in an exclusive interview earlier this year. Ryan has appeared in the comics books, but not as Batwoman, and I'm really excited to see our Black Batwoman in the comics books for the first time. So, that's the news we have so far today about the brand new installments. I am planning on getting my hands on all of these comics, and probably the day or so after they do release, I am going to be doing, some reviews on them. And because if they weren't canon, then I probably wouldn't care that much and probably wouldn't. But since they are, it is basically just watching a TV show, but through comic book form. So, that is very exciting. The next bit of news today, I will change the background to the, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me do this really quick. So that's what it is. Don't just think it's a random thing. It is a heart with the Ukraine colors. So I just felt like changing the background for a little bit. Every topic point, I'll change something. So now let's go to our second topic point. So the Gotham Knights release date finally announced. So this was announced, I think this was posted March 9th. So this was a little bit ago. This was actually, so March 9th. This was announced about a week ago, but I didn't go over it news because I did not realize that this did release. My apologies. But let's go over this news. So let me go here. Let me go here. So Gotham Knights tweeted, say on Twitter, obviously, and they said Gotham will always need its heroes. Suit up for an all new adventure on 10/25/2022, which is October 25th, 2022, which from my understanding is actually a which is actually some exciting days. As you can tell, I was not prepared for this. October 25th is a Tuesday. So sadly, it is not on a weekend, and sadly, it is not on a weekday, but that's okay. And so, yeah. So Warner Brothers Games Montreal has finally announced a release date for Gotham Knights, the co-op DC Heroes game, which features Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood, will release on October 25th, 2022. The release date, which has been long awaited, was announced on Twitter by the official Gotham Knights account. We last saw Gotham Knights in October 2021, where its new story trailer left fans without a date they could put in their calendar. Gotham Knights was originally planned to release in 2021, but was pushed back into 2022. While it's definitely coming late this year, it's still a 2022 release. So that is very exciting. Let me know what you guys think about the Gotham Knights release date. Are you happy that it's at least coming, or do you wish it would have come later, but during maybe a break that you had, or whatever it may have been? So again, Gotham Knights releasing October 25th, 2022. Hopefully there is no setbacks. So I've actually had a little bit of a mini series going on. This is a little bit different. This is a different news point. So I will put on the border. And before I do go over this next kind of thing that I've been talking about for a while, let's look through some of these. Let's look through some of these comments. So, like the Ukraine tribute video. Yeah, thank you. I am just trying to, spread some awareness. So, there's a bunch of. I didn't really want to pick a specific, one just because a company to donate to, because there's so many really, really good ones. So I just kind of thought, you can just choose whatever one, and if you do choose to help Ukraine. So the next question is, do you think the comic series selections are included in what series will be renewed? That's actually, I'll keep that on the screen. That's actually a really good question. And I'm going to say no, just because Um, like for example, yes, these are canon, but they're not. It doesn't seem like they're. It's almost like if a TV show's having a filler episode. It's almost like this. It's almost like it's a filler episode, but in a comic book form. Like for example, I know the Batwoman comic is just gonna have, it's just gonna have like Luke going on like a date. Like that's it. Which isn't. I don't think really would show if the series would be renewed or not. Um, but again, it is canon, so maybe if Batwoman does get renewed, then that would be, maybe that isn't will happen in the actual show. Who, whatever knows or whatever happens. But same with like the Superman Lois. Theirs is that Superman and Lois, or Clark and Lois, go on a um, anniversary. So I don't think that would really show any really like showing if there's going to be renewed or not, but it definitely could in some ways. But I think it's smart that they're doing this because, like, let's say Legends doesn't get renewed, but then let's say, but then they can kind of have another storyline, or I guess you could say also finish the storyline in this kind of, I guess you could say, way of comics. Can't wait for Gotham Knights. I cannot wait either. I'm super excited for the game. I'm probably going to do some reviews on it, depending on probably that weekend, just because it is releasing on a Tuesday. I will probably do some games on that, and I will be, doing some things with that. So, wish it would come over the summer. Yeah, I do wish it would have came over the summer. Then I could do videos on it, which would be really exciting. But sadly, that is not the case. So the next topic point, something I've been talking about for a while, is the Disney Plus slash Netflix conflict. With Netflix getting rid of all of its Disney, or I guess I should say Netflix getting rid of all of its Marvel shows, and just 3 days ago, it was the day that Disney Plus was going to be taking back those Netflix shows that Netflix got rid of and put it on them. And the question kept wondering. That day, everyone was freaking out saying, will this be an official announcement for if these shows are in the MCU or not? Because if they were in the MCU, then they would pop up in the different phases category, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, or would they show up in the timeline? Because if you guys know, on Disney Plus, Marvel has a timeline category where it's not timeline of release, it's actually timeline of the years. So, like, where would these shows show up, and will we finally get an announcement if these shows are officially in the Marvel universe? And we finally got news today, thanks to GamesRadar.com, where Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage now make up a new saga on Disney Plus. Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and the Punisher, and Iron Fist, and the Defenders have a new home. The Marvel shows, all formerly on Netflix, are now available outside the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Disney Plus. Of course, Disney was never going to call them the Netflix Marvel shows on its own um, streaming service, and has given the series a new name. The shows are being titled The Defenders Saga. So, for example, if you go on Disney Plus, click Marvel, all these shows will be under The Defenders Saga. The title makes sense. They're all interlinked with one another, and since the Avengers like team up is called the Defenders, and everything's a saga these days, check out the official labeling below. The Defenders Saga brings together 6 shows that were formerly on Netflix: Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, The Punisher, Iron Fist, and The Defenders. But their place in the wider MCU is harder to pin down. Our Marvel timeline does not get a straight job of putting them in some sort of working order, but as the series go on, the references of the events, the Marvel movies are less and less, and therefore where they exactly take place in MCU is different to work out. We do know, though, that they will take place after the Avengers and the first season of Daredevil, the first show to be released, references the incident in New York. As the writing, as of writing, when you go on Disney Plus, the streaming service breaks the main Marvel movies and shows and one shots into phases. They do not include the Defender Saga. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. also falls outside of the main phases, and there remains a question as to whether that show, which is not part of the Defenders, is still canon, especially as multiple timelines are involved. For now, we finally have the Defenders Saga on Disney Plus, and if you're intending on doing a marathon to watch, then be sure to check out our piece on how to watch the Defenders Saga in order for more of a goodness. So, there you have it. The Disney Plus finally gives Netflix's former Marvel shows an official title, not in phases, but in the title of the Defenders Saga. So I think the feud is finally off now. I probably won't be making so many more videos unless something else happens on the Netflix/Disney Plus drama. But let's go on to our fourth topic point, which I will change something on the screen. Let me put that back. There we go. And let's even put that on the screen. And yes. So, are you going to watch the Defenders Saga? I want to. I mean, I have some free time tonight. For me, it is Saturday at 2:30 p.m. EST. And so I definitely do have some free time, so I probably will. Maybe today I will. I don't know. I want to watch them in order, and I do want to watch some of them because I've heard they're really good. So maybe today after the live stream I might watch some. So let's go on to our next topic point, which is topic point number 4. Star Wars Christopher Lloyd joins The Mandalorian Season 3. Where he's going, the actor won't need roads, but a hyperdrive might help. Back to the Future actors on the call sheet for The Mandalorian, this Disney Plus Star Wars show that is currently filming its 3rd season in Southern California. Character details for his role are being kept locked in the trunk of a DeLorean. But it has been described as guest starring in Nature. The Lucasfilm could not be reached for comment. Lloyd played time-traveling scientist Dr. Emmett Brown in the Back to the Future trilogy, with the role becoming the most enduring in his long career. On the sci-fi front, he also played the villainous Klingon Commander Krug in Star Wars 3, The Search for Spock. He is a multiple Emmy winner, including recently appeared. Okay, we don't. That's just kind of like what he's appearing in. But here's what we want to know: The Mandalorian has a record of bringing characters from legendary franchises. Michael Biehn, from the star of The Terminator, appeared in a memorable Season 2 episode, for example. The Mandalorian, from executive producers John and Dave, launched in November 2019 as Disney Plus's flagship show, helping propel impressive subscriber growth. Season 2 ran in late 2020 with the first spin-off of The Book of Boba Fett, debuting December 28, 2021. The Mandalorian stars Pedro Pascal as a bounty hunter who becomes embroiled with Gogru, a young charge of an alien race that also counts Yoda as a member. All of Pascal's series mainstays expected to return include Carl Weathers and Ian Crow. I can't pronounce that name. No release date has been revealed for The Mandalorian Season 3. Lucasfilm is currently prepping for the May 25th debut of Obi-Wan Kenobi starring Ewan McGregor. So, let me know what you guys think of this news about Christopher Lloyd joining The Mandalorian Season 3. So we now are on our final topic point, but before I do that, I will have this on. We'll keep that actually on. I will put this. I'll do that. That should be good. We'll just have the background on for right now. So, now for our final topic point, which I'm actually pretty excited for. This is something that I am very much excited for, actually. And this is the WonderCon Annuum 2022 schedule highlights. So, if you guys do not know, I will be covering the 2022 um, WonderCon, and it is a convention, and I will be covering it. And just a day ago, let me see. Yes, just a day ago, the schedule was announced. So, if you want to pay attention, if you have been multitasking right now, is probably the most area where you should pay attention, because we do have this is pretty important, because I'm going to be talking about my live streaming schedule for those times. So lucky for me, there's two really big conventions. There's San Diego Comic-Con and WonderCon Annuum. So WonderCon Annuum is actually through my spring break, which is really nice. And then San Diego Comic-Con is actually through summer. So I'm able to highlight all of them every single day, which is super exciting. Every single day that is going on. So the full programming schedule for WonderCon Annuum 2022 is here. Let's get the bad news out of the way. Eventi appears here to stay. It's kind of garbage. I don't know that much about WonderCon Annuum. Maybe if you guys understood that, I'm not really sure. But now onto the good news. At first glance, at least the schedule looks good. It's not saying San Diego Comic-Con good. No, but considering the question has mostly been, will we get any film/TV rather than how many? The fact that 7 networks are turning up to force is a great sign. Everyone writing those conventions are dead articles. Maybe put the keyboard down. We combine the schedule for our favorite panels, help you plan your weekend. With so much awesomeness this year, there's plenty of other gems to be found on the schedule. With that being said, bring on the highlights. Now, I do want to go over the full schedule, not just highlights. Not sure. I think it's okay. So, this is going to be the very first day is Friday, April 1st. So, Friday, April 1st. WonderCon isn't using the arena for programming this year, but panels kick off at 2 p.m. On the films and TV front, Access, Annie Worse, not sure how to pronounce that last name, so, like always, I am not even going to try. Will be hand from Pickard will be hand to discuss her iconic role as the Board Queen in the new series of the show. Alongside the aesthetic makeup team, the senior creative designer at 3 p.m. in North 200B. If you've been missing Attack of the Show, there's good news, as the team behind the upcoming documentary will offer an exclusive preview of scenes at 5 p.m. in North 200B. You can get a taste of Kevin Smith's annual San Diego Comic-Con panel with his WonderCon Spotlight at 7:30 p.m. in North 200A. For a look behind the scenes of making out movies, you can also check out the music of anti-heroes from Suicide Squad to Brainwave, featuring composers from Jupiter's Legacy, Peacemaker, and the Suicide Squad. The yearly tradition of a DC animated film making its debut at WonderCon looks a little different this year. Instead, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment / Warner Brothers Animation is bringing a showcase of animated shorts featuring cast and crew from DC Showcase Constantine, the House of Mystery. Comic fans will want to check out Adore and the Distance with Mark Bernardin at 3 p.m. in room 209 for an upcoming look at the upcoming book from Dark Horse. Bernardin is known to many as co-host and popular. I lost my spot. With Kevin Smith as a supervising producer on Star Trek's Picard, this panel focuses on his comic side and shares the story of the adventure in his latest YA graphic novel. One of our favorites, Scott Shaw, will get a retrospective panel at 4:30 p.m. in room 300D. Other highlights include a panel all about Comic Con Museum at 2 p.m. in room 300B, the Fun Behind Funko panel at 4 p.m., that every Funtic worth their weight in the canned corn will be dying to get into, voice actors improve Blastoff. That sounds like a lot of cartoon voices, only it's hosted by ASIFA Hollywood instead of Mark Enver, and a JAKKS Pacific in Disguise Costumes panel at 5 p.m. Just, okay. So now for Saturday, April 2nd. Moving on the second day of WonderCon, things kick off at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Disney Plus gets into the action. With a look at the quest at 11 a.m., then you can stick around the same room at 12 p.m. to meet the Hardy Boys. Later in that day, now this is where it gets really, really big. Later in that day, the CW series, that's right, the CW series, Superman and Lois, takes center stage at 2 p.m. With the cast still to be announced, ABC series Big Sky gets a panel at 3 p.m. in North 200A. The details are scarce. Amazon will also be hand-on Prime Videos undone at 4 p.m. and over to okay. So I'm not really I'm not saying the so they're giving these room names, but if you guys want to look up the room names, then just let me know. I can't look up the name, or I'm not going to say the names just because it does take a while to say them. So I'm just going to be skipping over those. So if you head over at 4:30 p.m., you can get scared with AMC's Fear the Walking Dead, an exclusive clip. This panel will be pre-recorded. Come celebrate the 30th anniversary of X-Men, the animated series, with an original showrunners at 2:30 p.m. Ever wonder how they do special effects in your favorite films and TV shows? Then you don't want to miss a team of VXF artists as they show you a clip from classic Doctor Who and teach you how to do it yourself. The VFX of Doctor Who can do this at 1:30 p.m. Jack Kirby created most of what people love in the MCU. Spotlight at 11:30 a.m. in room. I'll just finish it in room 213 AB. Puts the focus on some of his most less known work. Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld can be found at 11 a.m. to celebrate 30 years of Extreme Studios. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles co-creator Kevin Eastman gets his own spotlight at 1 p.m. in room 207, and he's always an entertaining panelist, longtime talent in the industry. Becky Clohan, and one of the long-line talents to work on Woman in the Modern Era, gets a spotlight at room 4 p.m. that you won't want to miss. Babstar has had a big impact on how current readers view Batgirl, and she is discussing her journey as an artist at 5 p.m. Make sure you swing by the X-Men fandom panel at 5:30 p.m. where you'll even get to take home a free exclusive paint from artists. I cannot pronounce that name. Just show up early. This one's popular. Can't pronounce those two people's names. We'll present a look at their first ever graphic novel at 6:30 p.m. You can you can end your night with a screening. If you're not sure, a screening means you can actually watch it, like the whole entire film of Lumpia and with a Vengeance, and with a free paint giveaway by Biney Art. Get an update on the Her Universe fashion show with Ashley Inkston at 2 p.m. If that's enough Her Universe for you, you can also get a first look at the upcoming collaboration at 3 p.m. in so now taking an oath to kill any man, woman, or team of so a team of real life attorneys um, discuss legally of the oath in the law of Peacemaker at 6 p.m. So basically, real life attorneys are going to be talking about Peacemaker, the DC show, and how if their oath that they make is actually legal or not. Apparently, if you watch Peacemaker, you might think that that's pretty important. Finally, of course, there's the annual WonderCon. WonderCon Mars. See, I can't say that word, or I mean, pronounce it. So I think that means we have a Google Translate word of the day. So let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. That and ready. 3, 2, 1.
Masquerade.
Masquerade. So a there's the annual WonderCon Masquerade at 8:30 p.m. Now on Sunday, April 3rd, the last day of WonderCon brings you with a very pleasant surprise. The Bob's Burgers movie kicks things off at 10 a.m. and with unnamed cast and creators. You can't get woke with a look at the Hulu series' second season, with series stars Lamorne Morris, T. Murph, and Blake Anderson at 12 p.m. Get a look inside the CW series Tom Swift at 11 a.m. with unnamed cast members. Everybody will be kung fu fighting to get into kung fu at 1 p.m., though the cast is still to be determined. Horror fans will want to make note of Shooter's Cursed Films, a documentary series exploring the facts and fiction around famous horror films at 3 p.m. in North 200A. The TV Guide will host a panel of TV showrunners at 2 p.m., but the shows and their showrunners are TBA for the moment. So at 2 p.m. on the very last day, Sunday, April 3rd, TV Guide will be hosting a bunch of different TV shows. And then Ted Lasso, the Ted Lasso panel, is not with the folks from the show, but rather a talk with therapists, host writers, and artists and TV critics as they explore what makes this series stand out above others. The spotlight on comic book creator Scotty Young at 11:30 a.m. is sure to be a big hit. Then you end the weekend in the annual talkback panel with the higher ups from CCI. Have you ever seen the town hall meetings in Park and Rec? It's a bit little like that, but if you've got something to say, this is your chance. Maybe someone can suggest that we all. That's just a reference to a show. So, of course, there are tons more awesome panels at WonderCon. We couldn't list, so be sure to check out the entire programming schedule here. So that's basically a repeat of that's kind of a repeat, or I guess I should say the highlights is what I just read that are kind of the main ones. We do have other days that is actually the full schedule, which I do want to go over because if I look at my phone, April 1st is coming up soon. We do have, it is, March 19th for me. And I do want to get in this schedule. That's April 1st. So, I will see. So I'm just kind of looking through the thing right now. We go here. So let me see. So on the second day is probably the one that is the most one that's really is exciting is that is the Superman Lois special video presentation Q&A. And it is on Saturday, April 2nd from 2 to 3 p.m. And so yeah. So what I'm going to do is, how about this? About 10 minutes. So, okay, I'm looking at the schedule right now, and I'm going to say something. What we just read, the schedule highlights, that did not list close to anything. And if I have to be completely honest, for the content that I personally do, the content that I do, they listed the stuff, they listed one thing for the content that I do, which is Superman Lois, and I'm looking through it, there's so much more stuff that I make content on that's here. So you and even myself, I'm gonna admit to you guys, I was thinking probably the same thing as you. I was like, I mean, yeah, this is cool. Superman Lois is gonna be there, but there's not really a lot of shows. And I have to be completely honest. I was about to be like, what's happening here? Like, I wasn't even gonna live stream this event and just do one live stream. But now that I'm going through the schedule, there is a lot more that they did not cover in that highlight thing. So here's what can do, because I went over that highlight thing just to kind of sum it all up, but I didn't go over the full one because now I'm actually looking at the full schedule. That's completely confirmed by Comic-Con. So we have two options. The first option is, let me actually do a poll. So here are your two options. So your two options are so the question is, what should we do? Option one is okay. Okay, so I have two options. So the poll should be up now. And the two options are is what should we do? So either we can live stream longer right now and finish the whole full schedule, or I can make a video, so I can end the live stream, make it the normal 1 hour live stream. I can end it, the live stream, make a video, because I'm going to have to do a video this weekend anyways. If you guys don't know, my new schedule is I'm going to be live streaming on Saturday and Sunday, and then at least one video a weekend on either Saturday or Sunday. Um, and so, um, if I make a video, I still have to make one for this weekend and then post it probably later tonight or potentially tomorrow. It will probably be tonight at 7 around then, and I'll make the video be a premiere. So I'll actually be in the live stream and I can text, or not text you guys. I'll be in the live stream. You guys can ask me live questions. I'll answer them. Um, and it looks like make a video and post it later one. And it says recap in like a 10-minute recap. Recap it in a 10-minute video. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So before then, I'm gonna go through the schedule and I'm going to make my own schedule and I'm going to make it with all the stuff that like I would like that I make content on. So like for example, there is a there is a painting class on April 1st from 12 p.m. to 1:30. I wouldn't be covering that in the video because I don't cover painting. Like, yes, I mean, don't get me wrong. Painting's cool. I like painting. Painting's, very cool. But I wouldn't be, you know, like talking about that, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't be including that. And it will be my own. I'll make it own kind of schedule, share it on the screen, talk about it, all that stuff. And then we should be good to go. So I do have 5 minutes, just till it will be an hour. So if anyone has any questions, it doesn't have to be about WonderCon, Anium. It can be about anything. It could be about shows that release this week. It could be about anything. And when you guys are doing that, I will start to make this. So again, see, I like these videos. Like I'm happy because um because like with the videos, I can like sum stuff up that I couldn't do in a live stream, which is exciting to do. Um, oh, okay. So yeah, because I wouldn't be able, because like for example, right now, I can't like I can't make this and talk to you guys at the same time in the short hour period we have. So it's like nice that I can make these videos and then go over it. It's very nice. So, I do not see any videos or any questions coming in. So I think we're going to end the live stream here. So before we do end though, I do want to thank I do want to thank I do yeah, so I do want to thank Restream for you can see it on the screen right now for making this these Ukraine overlays and options. I do just wanted to make this live stream dedicated to, to what you could see, hashtag stand with Ukraine, and just to show, to show, like, or I guess spread awareness about it. And there's a bunch of different donations you can make. Just look it up, Ukraine donations, and you are able to make a lot of donations. So be sure to do that. So I do really hope it was kind of just a special thing today that I really just kind of felt like doing, and I knew that it was a really big issue in the world going on right now. So I wanted to talk about it and show some appreciation. So I hope all of you guys did have a fantastic day today. I hope all of you guys stay safe, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay yourself. Bye, guys.